to another video. It's me, Mr. Dark Light.
And I'm Bash of Bash and Brains.
And today we're going to review Friday the 13th. Literally on Friday the 13th. I've been waiting for this day to happen. I've been watching this on the last Friday the 13th that this happened. The movie, like literally the history of this movie is it started at Friday the 13th, 1980. But the film is based on 1958 about these campers that were camping and the cancers were fooling around until Mrs. Voorhees, not Jason Voorhees, but Mrs. Voorhees comes and kills a teenager while they're fooling around in the basement. Not the basement, but the attic. Mrs. Bash, what do you think about that scene when we get into that introduction of the film?
Honestly, so what is it? I do like how is it? They never really showed her.
Mm-hmm.
They never showed her. I like the idea of like you don't like who the hell is doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You see their reaction. You say, "I didn't know you're." What is it? Wasn't expecting you to come in here.
Yeah.
You don't hear her talk. You just see her shadow
Mm-hmm.
creep up on it, and you just see him get killed.
That's it. Like when those two teenagers were fooling around in the attic, she goes up there and the guy's like there, like apologizing, be like, "Hey, what's going on?" She stabs them.
Yeah.
And then the girl starts freaking out. You don't know right away that it's her, but the way that he was acting, you could be understand this is a female that is up there with them. But yeah, let's talk about the second scene, Mr. Bash. What do you think about that? About the second scene?
So was it you get into is it it's later on they show that it's 1980.
Mm-hmm.
They show is it so they show that these new people was it taking over the camp. Basically they bought it. They're bringing it back to life, rejuvenating it. You see then there's Annie who's basically hitching a ride to get over there to get to Camp Crystal Lake. She walks into a diner. First scene was it as soon as she brings up is there a way to get to Camp Crystal Lake? Mm-hmm. Everybody turns around in shock and fear. Yeah. And we're introduced by the character Ralph, mm-hmm. who is a town, crazy dude of the town.
Yeah.
And also talking about how he's, been drinking a bunch. He's mm-hmm. like, you get him drinking, he'll never stop talking about it.
Yeah.
He's in there in the diner, and then all of a sudden she just tries to get a ride with one of the truck drivers there.
Mm-hmm. Halfway, by the way.
Halfway. She was
I think it was the waitress that told him like, "Hey, take this girl, but only take her halfway. Like you don't have to go all the way over there." Because everyone's freaked out about that camp. It's cursed. Everyone's been talking about how cursed this camp was because of 2 deaths that happened, a boy that drowned and teens that died.
Yeah. Well.
So it's completely understandable. This is like a small town.
Yeah. Well, it was also the truck driver had to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
So he could only go halfway. But Ralph comes up like a stalker. Mm-hmm. This guy is like a stalker. He keeps popping up.
Oh yeah.
And then continuing on, they're fixing up the place, and then guess what? Who pops up again in the pantry? Ralph again.
But yeah, it's like he's just warning them. He feels like something's gonna happen, and it happens. Like it's that kind of character. Like, oh, don't listen to this character. They're nonsense. It's that kind of type of film. This film literally came out like in around 19. What was it, like around 19?
Oh, the film came out 1980.
1980.
Yeah.
So it makes perfect sense. Like yeah, like you gotta have those kind of characters in a horror film. This horror film is not afraid to do these killing scenes. They went all out with the effects.
Yes.
The effects are really good. Like you'd be really surprised. Mm-hmm. And this was like a small budget film as well. Mm-hmm. So it really tells you a lot how detailed they wanted to make this film to be.
And this is Dark Right. Would you also like to bring in was that I was kind of shocked, mm-hmm. but at the same time not shocked when you brought up that this was from the producers of the movie. They actually said that they were inspired from Michael Myers from Halloween?
Yeah. So what happened was, in the 80s, everyone was saying this was a Halloween ripoff of it. When Friday the 13th came out, the director did admit that, yeah, like we basically just copy Halloween, the way that you can feel the scares and everything, especially when the last girl that survives in this movie starts freaking out the same way how the girl is in Halloween. And you were just telling me about that while we were watching the film. Bash, you want to explain about that when you were telling me when she was reacting when Mrs. Voorhees came out and trying to literally kill her. What do you think about that?
So the reaction was, it's not Annie. So Annie was like the first one to get
Yeah,
killed.
she was the first one to get killed.
What is it? This is one of the. I think it was Marcy.
I think it was Marcy, that brown haired girl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she was reaction. She was reacting to, what is it? One of her friends that she saw with arrows. I think it was one of the dudes that had arrows coming out of his face.
Yeah.
And she's on the floor and she's doing the whole this oh
Yeah.
and oh, you know, and the reaction she had was actually the same that Jamie Lee Curtis did, and in the first Halloween movie that
Yeah.
came out in 1978.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that it was so, I was like, I recognize that. There's also another scene, what is it? But we'll get to that later about
Yeah.
the other kill,
Mm-hmm.
which was also a copycat too. Not,
Yeah. So,
I hate to say it, but
well,
yeah.
we can get right into it. The guy who owns the area now, who wants to bring out the camp, he left. He went to go eat at a diner. He got right by the cops because his car broke down, I think, or it was too much rain that you couldn't see. So they took him back, and by the time he got there, Mr. Voorhees right away. Like you don't even see her, you don't even hear from her, but like she kills him right in front of the entrance of that.
Mhm.
So yeah, like, and then the scene that Bash is talking about is when the girl runs out of the cabin, the last one that's running out of the cabin. She sees the owner flop down in the tree. The
And
same thing that happened in Halloween, but with the closet.
it was the attic.
It was the attic, right? The attic.
Yeah, the body comes down and flops out, and it
Mhm.
was basically the same thing.
She was scared. She freaked out. She fought back. There were sometimes I was like, I wish you could hit her more, so she could knocked out. Like me and Badger, they were like trying to like we're really like dissing this girl. We were like, man, we were like, no, like, man, like we would have just jumped in the car and just drove away. Like the car was like right there. It was like It started too. Like she didn't even have to start it. It was already starting. The engine already started, but she freaked out because there was like a body right there.
Yeah.
She ran out. She fought Mr. Voorhees in the lake. They were just fighting. Like there was like a hardcore fight, bro. They were fighting like more than like an hour.
More like, well, the fight kept going
It kept
from
going,
different
going.
places. First, it was.
I feel like it was an hour fight though. That's the thing though. I feel like it was like an hour fight that they did. Not an hour fight, but like.
But not an hour on the way.
Not in the movie, but like in
by
real
the lake,
life.
by the lake, no.
Like where they're at. Not in the movie in general, but like where they were at.
Yeah.
I feel like it was like an hour to film that.
Yeah.
I had a feeling that it took more than an hour.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you put together like what they went from one cabin
Mm-hmm.
that they were fighting, and then she goes and hides in
In the woods.
No, she will.
Yeah, it was the woods, but
No,
there
she-
was like there was like woods right there.
Yeah, and then she goes and runs to the kitchen,
Yeah,
and she hides in the pantry. And the thing is, that scene, I'm like, of course she'd be making noises. She's over there.
She's like,
I'm like,
hey, I be making those noises too, bro.
dude, like nobody can hear that. And not only that, you can see through the door, kind of.
Look, to be honest with you, I'm fat. I make those noises. But she wasn't fat though. Like she was a really good fit. Like I don't think she would be making voices, making. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to diss anyone. I'm just saying I'm making fun of myself and anything, if anything. But no, like for us, like we all knew that she was in that cabinet. Even she knew too. Like the Mr. Voorhees, she came with the axe, starts axing it. She's like, "There you are." I was like, "Well."
Dude, she does the whole shining, you
For
know.
real. Oh, there you are. And I'm like, well, duh, you heard her breathing heavily and making moaning sounds for some reason. Right? She was like making moaning sounds.
That was strange. I don't know, for some reason,
The-
that
I-
era of horror movies.
I get it. You're freaked out. I get you're scared. I get like your instincts come. But to be honest with you, if I was that scared, I would not make noises. To be honest with you, if anything, I would not breathe. I don't care if I knock out. The thing is like, oh no. But that's just me. Like you can tell how old this film is, but it's a really good film. Like it's still like this is the kind of film that you still want to watch during the Halloween season.
Yeah.
What's your like I said you want to talk about the next thing about how she's in the lake
Yeah,
and the boat?
so right after, so getting to that scene with it, I'm gonna bring up with it. She finally she had all after all the chances she had to grab the machete. Finally grabs the machete while they're fighting right next to the lake.
Mm.
Chops off Mrs. Voorhees' head,
Mm-hmm.
and then they throw in the cheesy thing that the body can still move after
Her
the
fingers
head.
are moving.
Yeah.
Like she's a lizard or something.
Like she's like a lizard. I'm like, dude, she's not a lizard.
I was like, once that counts off, you're stiff.
Yeah,
You
your
don't
body
even feel,
just
you don't even
drops.
feel anything anymore.
Your
You're
body,
gone.
your body just drops. I was like, dude, like she's really gonna stand, and then after a few minutes, finally fall down.
Yeah.
I was so confused. No, I could get why getting to the ending scene. Why? Because if anybody's seen this movie, you know the ending.
Yeah.
Why she got in the canoe, and also on top of that, why she paddled out there with her hand.
Even
Like,
though there was a pedal right there.
there's a paddle right there. Then there's other boats. I know they broke one of the paddles
Yeah.
during the fight.
Yeah.
There were other boats with paddles, but
For real.
she just hopped in and just went like this
She could have just went to the other boat.
with the paddle. Yeah.
What didn't make any sense is there was a car that was running.
She should have just
She should have just ran to that car. Like it was already over. Go run to the car.
pushed the body out.
Yeah. Push the body out for
I
real.
would have done it.
I would have done it too, to be honest with you. I'd be like, yo, I'll come back with you later. And then just drive out. And go to the little town and be like, hey, like, a lot of people died over that camp. Like, we need help. No, she wants to go in the river, falls asleep in the river, and then kid Jason comes out and grabs her. And it was all a dream. She
Yeah.
woke up in the hospital.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the movie. That's it. Like, she wakes up in the hospital. She's like, but Jason's still there.
What
And
about the
then-
boy?
What about the boy? What boy? Oh, Jason. That way she said it too. And then it ends. Literally, that's how it ends. That's how Friday the 13th was. It was a good movie. It's still like a cool classic that you want to watch in the holiday season. It makes sense to review this movie on Friday the 13th. Especially in October, by the way. Especially while we're doing horror films.
We had to do it.
It works with us. We want to thank everyone that's been watching our videos. Like I said, we're going to have more Halloween films coming up pretty soon. Like I said, if you like these kind of videos, like the videos, comment down below what you think about that movie. Let us know what your favorite horror movie or Halloween special is. Me and Bash were just watching the Billy and Mandy Underfist Halloween special. We were just talking about that. Maybe we will do a review on that one day. But thank you guys. Like I said, I'm Mr. Darklight.
And Bash and
And
Brains.
we see you guys next time, guys. Thank you.
Happy Friday the 13th.